Looks like the girls are enjoying themselves.
Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel and welcome to another unhinged episode of Supersize versus Superskinny.
Tiramisu.
This show, my love, one of the most controversial reality TV shows to ever grace the British TV landscape. Quite interesting energy in the studio here today, my lovelies. I need to concentrate. Come on, ADHD. Stop doing all this and focus.
No.
Just want to say, I'm having a really interesting time reviewing this series and also the series Fat Families, but a little bit more this, because I actually did watch this quite a lot growing up. And I have a feeling that I'm not the only one here in which this show kind of negatively affected the way that I navigate through the world with my body. I happen to think that this show had a bad effect on a lot of people, actually, judging from the comments that the other episodes in this series get. Lots of people have specifically said that this show has inadvertently given them negative reinforcement methods, shall we say, of watching what they eat or what they don't eat or what they do eat.
Scandalous.
Well, my lovelies, hopefully today, alongside me, you guys will be able to have some healing, some millennial healing here. Why don't we just try and put the trauma away, shall we? By making light of really dark situations. You've got to have a laugh, haven't you? Otherwise, you just rot. With that being said, my loves, are you ready for a top comment on the last episode of Supersize versus Super Wig? And that is by Big Vitch Energy, and they say, growing up, I was told I was too fat until I lost weight as an adult. I was then told I was too thin. The journey to happiness, health, and self-acceptance is a long one. Glad to know you're looking out for yourself. Thank you, my love. Yes, I completely agree. For some reason, the public have a lot of opinions about the way people look and, like, who should be physically seen in public or, like, allowed to be a part of society. I'm getting this a lot at the moment with like trans-related things, like lots of people just being like round them up and, you know, throw them away. Also, there's a very interesting phenomenon around like weight loss in which people often find it very like they're allowed to say things like, why don't you just eat a burger? If you really did care about somebody's weight in the public eye, online or offline, you wouldn't be like, why don't you just eat loads of junk food, girl? You'd be like, have you thought about adjusting your diets for a healthy outcome in your weight management journey? But they don't care, do they? Anyway, enough of all that. Shall we start? I can't wait to see what Dr. Christian Jessen is up to this week. GHB and Vauxhall, perhaps? No, say, stop it. No, say. Right, my love, make sure you're sitting down comfortably because this one's going to be a wild ride. Grab yourself a beverage. I am on the energy drink from this pint glass again, and you know what they say. Pop the bag of piss, girl! Pop your little hanger right into your super hole, and let's watch Supersize versus Superskinny.
Naughty mummy.
Oh, I forget every time I have to blur this intro because it is just naked bodies, girly wigs. Naked bodies, but with no, like, lower half detailing, so it's very like Barbie dolls. Oh,
This week on a prenuptial Supersize versus Superskinny,
prenuptial?
two brides-to-be are entering this feeding clinic
Oh my God,
for
a 2-in-1
diet
look.
swap. Starving the
Doing a lot of
Supersize
wedding
and
content,
stuffing
aren't
the
they, recently?
Superskinny is Dr. Christian Jessen.
Right,
Having
yes.
an event like your own wedding can be a real motivation to change your eating habits. And I think such a shared goal will be real incentive for these two to learn from each other and realise they're more similar than they think.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you. So lovely. Right, end of the show. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Tiramisu.
There's something about the videography in this show particular. I'm just like, I would love to be a fly on the wall and watch how they filmed it, because that cameraman there, during that shot, must have been going like... and thinking, oh yes, this is going to look really stylistic. Oh my goodness me. Avatar who? Cinema has been done in here on this day. Right, time for your
First
ugly...
into the feeding clinic
ugly...
is 31-year-old working mum and super
Thank
skinny
you.
Jeanette Nolan from Burnley.
Nolan. The Nolan dynasty.
She's a junk food picker who struggled to put on
Oh,
weight
I love that
all
hair.
her
It's
adult
very,
life.
Victoria Beckham goes on MySpace. Right.
So now it's time for Dr. Jessen.
This is a very unflattering... They do pick hideous outfits for them, don't they? Because otherwise the transformation wouldn't be any good. There's something about this music that reminds me a lot of like Final Fantasy X too. That like...
So now it's time for
Change
Dr.
your dress
Jessen
fit, girly
to work
wig.
out the size of Jeanette's problem.
belly button piercing.
What are your thoughts on your weight?
I've had people pick up my arm in a nightclub and tell me that's disgusting. I think they think that I want to look like this. Oh yeah, I am, I'm really skinny, it's great. But I'm not. I don't like it.
She's got lovely eye shape. See what I said earlier about people just feeling like somehow entitled to you? If you somehow look a little bit out of the ordinary, shall we say, people feel entitled to like touch you, interact with you. I don't know what it is. It's almost like they don't see you as human. Being trans in the world, like people will constantly ask me very in-depth questions about my medical history and surgical history and like my genitals. And I'm just like, why would you ever? And yet somehow they think that I'm the problem. Incorrect. Right, let's try and reframe this as a weight management journey, shall we? Dr. Christian, instead of being like...
I don't want to look like this.
Right, so she doesn't want to look like
Jeanette's
this.
diet is a dangerous combination of picky portions of cheap takeaway junk food and platefuls she virtually never finishes.
Okay.
Therefore, she desperately struggles to put on weight despite her high-fat and high-carb diet.
This could be a hormonal issue. One of the phenomenons about like weight gain and weight loss and weight management is that your body is a real thing. I know this sounds obscene, but like the way that your body behaves does mean that you can't necessarily always just do what everyone else says. I feel like when we go under like weight management journeys and for some reason our body is quite resistant to where we want to be, I feel like getting your hormones checked and understanding where your body is, like on the scale of life in general, is so fundamentally important and it's always looked over. I feel like doctors, especially in the UK, are just like,
oh, you just need to smile more often.
Why don't you go outside and just smile? If she has a GLP problem, or actually maybe not even GLP, maybe it's like a ghrelin. Ghrelin is a hunger hormone. When your body feels full, you get a surge of serotonin and various other hormones as well that tell your body, it's like, that's it now, we're full. That's it. No, thank you. No more. If you don't have that, or if you have too much of that, your body ends up reflecting that.
I've got a busy life, 2 children,
busy
run
woman.
my own business.
She runs her own business,
so you have to
woman.
eat when you can
Butter.
get time to eat.
Cheesy
Her
buttered.
poor quality diet is leaving Jeanette severely undernourished, and she hardly ever finishes dinner, her one proper meal of the day. Desperate to put on weight, she's tried everything.
In her tunic.
I've tried everything, herbal tablets, I've spent a fortune on weight gain products.
Oh, honestly.
Can't give up this time, I've got to do it.
Honestly, don't even bother.
Like every bride, Jeanette wants to look her best on
The
her
thing
big
about herbal tablets and like supplements is they only work if you have a deficiency. And there are a few exceptions to this usual rule. Things like astaxanthin and other antioxidant herbal remedies can actually provide a health benefit. If you don't have a deficiency in that vitamin or that nutrient, your body will just be like, no, don't need it, girl, goodbye. Or you might end up with diarrhea.
Oh, that's nice.
But she doesn't want to walk up the aisle at her current weight.
I'd like to get
Something about
married.
the phrase of the aisle that's
Wear
so
a nice
alarming.
dress, which I won't do at this weight. Been together 14 years, so it's about time.
Gosh.
I'm always trying to tell her that she looks fine, she looks good. When she's getting dressed up to go out, she'll look in the mirror, and even if she'll look gorgeous, but she'll say, no, I don't look right. You know, she's quite down on herself, even when she's made up to look nice.
Right now I'm at a place
Made
we
up
both
to
are
look
where
nice.
we think, right, let's get it sorted, let's get married. But I keep saying, well, wait till I've put some weight on, maybe next year.
But help is
Okay,
on
so
its
it really
way.
is standing in the
Property
way of, like,
investor,
her
former
life.
gastro chef and lover of gourmet meals.
A gastro chef.
I'm going to cream.
Jeanette with a dietary shock tactic and give her a lesson in loving food.
I don't
These
want to see
two are at
people's
the
feet,
opposite
though.
end
Can
of the
we stop
eating
doing
scale,
feet
but they
shots?
have one big thing in common.
The way they shoot this section, this like scene, is so hideous. They pump the exposure all the way up and just make it look vile. I don't even know how I would even recreate this lighting. If I was a videographer or an editor, I'd be like, right, what we need to do is pump up the exposure, somehow desaturate it, but only make the pink more visible, and also turn every other colour to grey. Canon C-Log 2, girl.
I don't know why, but I simply must.
Like Jeanette, Rosemary's wedding plans are being wrecked by her weight.
By
I
her
kind
own
of realised
wrecking
there's no way I'm going to be in the dress that I'd like to be in.
Right,
So
okay.
another casualty of my
Battle
weight,
of the
really.
dresses, girl.
There's quite a few things where her weight stops us from doing things together. If we ever fly anywhere on long-haul flights, I know that I've kind of got a bit less seat than if I was with someone a little bit smaller, so I'm definitely looking forward to there being a little bit less of her.
Imagine your primary concern of your partner being like,
Oh, well, she does like to put her elbows in my eye, don't you, when we're doing long-haul flight, girl.
instead of being like, oh, you know, I think that we should have a better weight management journey for the both of us so that we can get longevity out of life for any future children or family that we might have. Part of the reason why I love now being a lot physically smaller and healthier than when I was 5 years ago is the fact that I can now do, quite happily, an entire afternoon long walk, go up and down buildings and stairs, hills, and climbing over rocks and stuff to take my gorgeous little biscuit for an adventure. Miles and miles and miles. I can do that, no problem. In my previously larger body, I really struggled to do even like 10 minutes quick down the shops and back. And it's just like, why wouldn't you focus on that rather than the selfish thing of being like,
I'm looking forward to it being less of her, because when we fly somewhere, there'll be more seat for me.
Is that tea?
that's a very priorities, sis.
Unlike junk foodie
she's ready for a
Jeanette,
kiss.
Supersize Rosemary prides herself on her taste for fine food.
I do appreciate really good food.
Me too,
I never
sis.
look at the price. If I want it, I would
Me
have it.
neither.
And have it she does. From steaming hunks of sea bass to the finest fillet steak. We simply
steak.
can't get enough.
She simply
Only
can't.
trouble is, every meal she eats should be feeding two.
I can't understand anybody that doesn't like food.
Well, I was going to say takes one to
I
know one,
work
but
out
no,
your
that's not
body
what I
mass,
meant.
which is this
Each to
sort
their
of
own.
ratio
I
of your
don't want to
height.
know.
I'm
Don't
going to
tell
tell
me
you.
this.
I'm
No,
going
I
to tell
really
you.
don't want to know that.
Your body mass is 47.5.
So
dear.
about double or something that
Well,
it should be.
if I tell you that I'd be happy with a body mass of between 20 and 25, you would be classed medically, if you want to use
Oh,
them,
I know what
you
word
would
you're
be
going to say. I don't want to hear
morbidly
that.
obese.
I know, terrible.
Morbidly obese. Why do you say you don't want to hear that?
Well, because that really brings it home,
It makes
doesn't
it
it?
real, doesn't it? There is something... There is, when you're trying to understand exactly where you are in life in terms of like a health management journey, something like attempting to lose weight, which is what I went through. Going from someone who is significantly obese to now being considered normal weight, there is a level of acceptance you have to have around your lifestyle that's led to this point. Whether that is not actively going out and seeking medical attention for any potential problems you may be having hormonally, but also your own personal habits. And that is one of the harder parts because it's very, very easy to keep doing the same thing and just be grumpy that it's not working. It's actually really difficult to purposefully make yourself uncomfortable for an outcome that is going to be more positive for you. That is a hard thing. It's not easy. It really isn't. There's a great phrase. You are not going to be able to heal in the same situation that hurts you. You can apply that to so many situations you might find yourself in life. I've got a few myself.
With over a 14-stone weight difference, these two brides in waiting will now swap diets. Rosemary's
And
got
we had to
5
switch
days
them
to
over so you
romance
can really
Jeanette with
understand the
food.
swappage.
And by living off Jeanette's poultry pickings, she'll learn some portion control and tackle her own weight
I don't
problem.
think she will. This is so, ridiculous.
Question
but
is,
no.
will this particular marriage be a happy one or end in divorce?
What's that got to do with anything? I often feel like these shows would have been much better if they were approached as a sort of way of like permanently altering your life over the course of time. Everything on from this series, from this like era of the world, was all aimed at like quickly, fast, do this quick and get results fast. Things that happen very, very, very quickly usually aren't really that good in the end, are they? Let's be honest.
It appears so.
I'd rather be 6 stone overweight than 6 stone underweight, definitely.
I don't know how people
You could
can
also
get
not be
to
either
that
of them.
size, morbidly obese. I don't know what they do.
It's time for
it's
Supersize
not
to
a
meet
choice, really.
Superskinny.
This is the thing, like, it's very difficult to sometimes navigate the delicate situation of body type and body image because there is an element of it that is delusion, there is an element of it that is personal choice, and then there is an element of it that is medical choice as well. I don't really like the body positive movement to where it's become now. It's almost at a place now where it's saying that anything that you do to your body is positive. That's not what body positivity is. Body positivity, to me at least, is about giving your body the love that it needs in order to be able to thrive. It would not be body positive of me to sit down and eat a stick of butter every hour on the hour every week. What is body positive, however, in that situation would be if my body was saying, I really want a stick of butter, and I wasn't going to torture myself and then find myself guilty after having some butter. The world needs to think of things in consideration, not moderation, consideration. Consider where you can take little bits and where you can move forward. It's a journey. It's a journey, it's a journey, it's a journey. It has no destination, it has a journey. Right, there we go. Okay, we're back at the boxing ring, look.
Hi, Jeanette.
Oh, wow.
This is very...
What did you weigh in at?
6 stone 8, apparently.
Oh my goodness. I need to
they've
lose
put them
about
in
that
t-shirts
much.
this time. They
And my
weren't in
doggy
t-shirts
weighs
last
that
time, were
much.
they? This is good.
How much do you weigh?
Over 20 stone. Probably nearer 21.
Right.
So I kind of gain a stone a year and suddenly realise I won't be able to buy clothes soon if I don't lose some weight.
Well, I couldn't believe how much you weigh. I can't imagine being able to eat that much food to put on that kind of weight. She wants to lose me, which is amazing.
She'll soon be facing Rosemary's
here we go. I forgot about
diet
this.
firsthand.
All right, into the slot bucket you go, girly wig.
1 week's worth of their current eating looks like.
Jeanette, let's have a look at the sorts of things that
Even
you would get.
to be fair, even the lighting in this show on him, like look at this. Whoever's done the camera operation or the color correction, the color grading, the technicians, whoever, why are the highlights so blown out? The areas of white are so white they've erased all detail. It doesn't make any sense, girly wig.
Let's have a look at the sorts of things that you would get through during the course of a typical week for breakfast.
Right.
Baked beans.
Yeah.
Bacon sandwich.
Oh, not baked beans.
Yeah. Cheese on toast. Let's move on. Let's see what sort of things you get.
Is there anything more aggressively egregious than baked beans?
Darlings, have you tried death?
I mean, actually, there's lots of things, but I have a lot of food repulsions, and baked beans are pretty much up there. Pretty high up there. I'm not a very good British person, because British people will be like, baked beans.
I was just talking to this wonderful Indian girl. Hello, darling!
No, not for mummy.
Fish fingers. Chips.
Fish fingers. Oh, got to take a mortgage out for them now.
Burgers.
£20 for 3.
Masses of starchy food and breads and cakes and burgers. It's all quite fatty. Not a lot of vegetables there really either. Let's move on. Right, what would you get through for dinner now? Let's have a look.
Very
Chicken chow mein. Okay.
Right.
Some pasta.
We'll have a chow mein.
This is getting better. Your evening meals do seem to be a little bit more
Well, I
healthy.
have to, 'cause the children are there.
A woman's recommended
the
daily
children.
intake is 2,000 calories.
Yes.
By just picking at these fatty foods and never finishing a proper meal, Jeanette's only getting 1,700 poor quality calories a day.
Right.
So she's under-eating by 2,100.
I hate poor quality calories. A calorie is a unit of measurement. So a calorie is the amount of energy it takes to raise 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. It's a unit of measurement. There are no low quality calories because calories aren't just in food. If you were to set fire to something outside, you can measure how many calories energy that fire is producing. We used to measure calorie density by exploding foods, putting them in bomb chambers and exploding them.
Tiramisu.
When people say things like poor quality calories, I'm almost hearing like, would you say that's a poor quality mile? That's a poor quality miles per hour. That's a poor quality 10-minute walk. That's a poor quality second. It's a unit of measurement. It's not a physical, tangible... You can't hold a calorie. It's not a physical, tangible thing. What she does mean to say there is poor nutrients, poor nutrition, both micro and macro. That's what she means to say. It is so cringe to me to hear like a supposedly scientific show being like, your calories are poor quality. It's a number. A calorie is a number, a poor quality number. And because a calorie is a unit of energy, that means it has equivalences in kilowatt hours and electron volts. It is not a physical object.
That adds up to more than 1 entire day's worth of food. To make matters worse, Jeanette's dreadful diet is depriving her body of vital nutrients. Something Rosemary's diet is rich in.
Rich in a strawberry.
A lot of fruit. which is great. Scrambled egg. Can you see how this compares with your breakfast already? This is very rich. It's good food. Scrambled eggs, lots of fruit, all that cereal, loads and loads of juice. What sort of things would you have for lunch, Rosemary? Talk to me.
A lot of chicken Caesar salad.
Oh yeah, I can see the chicken.
Minestrone soup, loads and
Lots
loads
of vegetables, baked potatoes. So yes, she cooks wonderful food. Yes, it's not horrible processed food. It's all good stuff. There's too much of it. It's 3 full meals a day with all the trimmings.
Rosemary is consuming a whopping 4,000 calories a day.
In Caesar
That's
salad?
a staggering 28,000 calories a week, or an overeat of 7 days' worth of food.
Well, we don't know what her calorific needs are, so that's a bit bonkers to suggest that she's overeating that much. But these are very average numbers, remember. They're not actually eating or undereating by a day or 4 days a week. That's just going by the very average numbers.
It's breakfast in the feeding clinic, and former chef Rosemary is serving up a buttery croissant that she's stuffing with prime back bacon and generous slices of mature cheddar cheese.
I do like a croissant.
That's breakfast.
Thank you.
Right.
Unfortunately for Rosemary, Jeanette's poultry offering isn't quite as impressive.
That's interesting, though, that we're having bacon and cheese in a croissant, because it almost led us to believe in the food slop tube that she was having, like, 7 pieces of strawberries and some granola with a lovely Caesar salad at brunch time. Did we see one croissant, bacon and cheddar cheese thing there? Is there some ulterior motives going on here?
No,
A bag of
joking.
Late for work, got to work, customers coming in, have a packet of crisps, quick drink, start with the customer, and as soon as I get a gap, I'd eat.
But Rosemary doesn't buy Jeanette's excuse or her breakfast.
Right.
I would not entertain having a bag of crisps as my breakfast.
No.
If Rosemary was my best friend sat there, then I'd be saying, oh, bloody hell, get it ate. It's not going to kill you. You know, come on, this isn't fair. I'm doing it, you do it, but I'd love her to just give it a go.
So, after a shaky start, it's lunchtime. Rosemary, who hasn't
That was
eaten anything
quick.
yet...
I wonder what they do in between the meals.
Homosexuality.
Because there's a long time, technically, between, like, breakfast and lunch. If you eat breakfast, like, say, 20 minutes after you wake up, or half an hour, and that's, like, 7:30, and then lunch is at, like, 1 p.m. What are they doing in the feeding clinic between those times?
A homemade helping of one of her favourites.
What's this?
You've
Risotto?
got mushroom risotto.
So Jeanette's about to enjoy
Again,
a wild
not a
mushroom,
Caesar salad,
cream
is it?
and fresh parmesan
Love a
risotto.
mushroom risotto,
Rosemary,
girl!
however,
Also
has
love
to do with what
sausage.
Jeanette usually picks at of a lunchtime. A junk food jamboree of
A junk
takeaway
food.
deep-fried sausage and chips.
A junk food? What did you say? A junk food jamboree?
That of a lunchtime. A junk food jamboree of a takeaway
junk food
deep-fried
jamboree.
sausage and chips.
I love mushrooms, though.
I love chips.
I'm an absolute chip slut, me.
Oh my God, what's wrong with
Does she
that?
not like the...
We really have got to abandon lunch.
But Jeanette's cheap sausage is just too much to swallow.
Not cheap sausage.
Look, disgusting. Yeah. That is really horrible. I'm really sorry, Jeanette. That is just the nastiest, cheapest sausage and the horriblest, oldest, unchanged oil that they've fried those in the world.
Well, that's not her fault, is it? Because they would have just brought it in from any old shop round the corner, I guess. How is it her fault? This is a little bit strange. There's an element of this is your fault in this, and I'm not liking this because it's not her fault. It would be production's fault or whoever's brought in the food because she hasn't gone to the local chip shop and been like, I'm going to cook it myself, girly wig. There's almost a level of like, well, I'm a professional chef and what you've done, I've made you food and you've just gone out there and got some any old shit for me, girl. And I think that attitude in a situation like this is a bit problematic because this show is framing itself as be good for either of them. Like, this is a journey that both of them need to go on. I almost get the feeling that she's using it as a way to attack the super skinny person. Theoretically, you should go on this show because it's about what you want to get out of it, not to punish someone else who's also going on the show. That's how I see it so far. I might end up eating my words and spitting them out just like an old cheap sausage.
Scandalous.
War.
Can't eat that either.
Jeanette, in turn,
Here we
rejects
go.
Rosemary's gourmet
See,
lunch.
it's getting personal.
The worst sausage I've eaten, and I wouldn't give it to my dog.
It's a really bad smell, is that? It looks like something a dog would throw up.
I can't believe she's that weight and she eats like that. I cannot believe it.
With Rosemary having nearly choked on a takeaway sausage and Jeanette virtually retching on the risotto, things have got off to a disastrous start.
Oh, it smells when you move it.
The battle's about to resume over dinner as homemade food lover Rosemary faces yet more takeaway torment.
What is
It's here.
This has become like a very personal attack show. This is the strangest episode we've seen so far. It's not bettering themselves to be here. It's becoming what I see in you is everything that I am angry at, which is not the way to view a weight loss or weight gain management journey at all. Your weight management journey, if you are a capable, full adult, should be your own journey to undertake. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. It's your responsibility.
Oh, is it? Can't wait.
It's one of Jeanette's favourite combinations.
Yeah?
Chicken chow mein with the curry sauce.
I do like a chow mein.
But foodie Rosemary has plans to supersize Jeanette with her gigantic portions.
The size
I
of that
would have steak, but not that large.
That's a modest size,
No,
really.
it wouldn't be that. No.
That is a
actually only about
bodybuilder's
300
steak.
grams.
Sorry, sis. I'm all for being like, lean, air of caution, let people explain and come to their own realizations about things that they may or may not need to. That is a bodybuilder size steak. And I should know, I've dated them.
I'm going to cream.
I think Rosemary is in a little bit of denial. I don't think she wants to know or realises how big she is and how big her portions are.
And straddling the steak are a number of generous accompaniments.
Well, she's not
sautéed
being
mushrooms,
particularly-
a huge portion of ratatouille, a buttered jacket potato, and a supersized sprinkling of full-fat cheddar. But neither of them are impressed with what's on offer.
Okay, that is absolutely obscene. Even when I was at my largest, I don't think that I would have been able to finish the size of that ratatouille.
I'm afraid you've ratted your last tattooie.
I'm sorry, girl. This episode is being a little bit controversial. It's bringing some opinions and some thoughts out from me that I don't ever usually have in these sorts of things, because I'm not always a believer that people are a victim of circumstance, but you can't ignore the fact that circumstance has an effect on people. The way that your body works does 100% affect the way that you interact with the world. However, I've recently discovered the phrase that I think a lot of people could perhaps resonate with. I know I do when I'm having that introspective moment of actually, I am being the problem here, let's be honest. It's the phrase, that doesn't excuse the behaviour, it explains it. And I feel like I apply that to myself about a lot of things that I'm going through in life. Sometimes we find ourselves in negative situations that are entirely our fault, but there are also reasons as to why those situations have happened. And it's important to sometimes reflect on what has led to that. And a full portion of ratatouille might in fact be that.
But neither of them are impressed with what's on offer.
Oh God,
That
see,
isn't
this
so
is very
good.
personal.
No, neither is that.
And see if it's that's really, I don't know.
It's like chewing a finger.
It would be so superior home cooked, and you really don't know who's cooked this or what they've put in it, do you? You haven't got a clue.
Jeanette's also struggling, and whilst the steak Rosemary's
that
given her
does
may
look
be far
really
too
dry.
big, this helping of red meat will give Jeanette a much-needed iron boost. Iron is vital for a healthy immune system, and a deficiency can lead to low energy levels. Other iron-rich foods include dried apricots, sesame seeds and sardines in tomato sauce.
I'm glad actually that they did give alternative foods. I'm a pescatarian. I don't eat land meat. I eat sea meat. So I look for my nutrients in other avenues, but I also have a very sensitive constitution.
She pisses when she farts. Sometimes she shorts.
And that does mean that I can't, unfortunately, have a lot of the vegetarian alternatives, the vegan alternatives that are usually enriched with these sorts of foods. So I have to look for complete whole foods, usually fruits and vegetables. Otherwise, I'm just very ill for the entire day. Welcome to being your mid-30s, girl.
It is so hateful.
Texture's awful. It's horrible on a mushroom.
With Jeanette turning her nose up at all the healthy, nutritious food that's been laid in front of her, it's time for action.
Time for a brow lift.
I think a
Jessen
lot of this is, though, that these are two people clashing in a reality TV environment. I think if they were put into encouraging environments, it might actively lead to a stronger, more sustainable outcome. Because that's the point, isn't it? People go on this show looking for an answer to a problem that they have. And in a way, it's kind of the show's responsibility to provide that in a sustainable way and not in a negative health way. And I just don't feel like we're going to get a sustainable, good outcome.
Determined to get her to acquire a taste.
Welcome to the National Gallery.
A private horror show to highlight the shocking physical damage her dreadful diet is doing.
Private horror show. Already is not just to be nasty to you, but to actually make some really serious points.
Horror
You're
show.
a woman,
Right,
you
here
have
we
periods,
go.
you lose iron every month, okay? So you need to be absorbing iron in your diet.
A chronic lack of iron will result in anemia.
Yes.
If you're underweight and your body fat drops below 13%, you're at risk of your periods stopping.
Have a look at these knees. Have a look at the skin around your knees. It's quite dry and wrinkled, so you're not getting enough vitamin C in your diet. Okay, and vitamin
You might
C
need a
is
glycolic
really
pill.
important for your skin and your connective tissue and making nice elastic collagen in your skin, which is why your skin's in not such great condition there.
A lack of vitamin C will also weaken your immune system, leaving you susceptible to colds and flu. And if your body is feeling run down, you'll look run down too.
And I think that's reflected in your face as well.
Right,
All I
here we
want to
go.
point out is things like dark circles under your eyes and very, very
have that,
pale,
but that's just
waxy
because
looking
of
skin.
my
It doesn't
skin.
look healthy skin, does it? You're also missing out on important things like B vitamins.
Beavers.
And calcium and B vitamins work together. They boost you, they give you energy, they increase your metabolism. All of these things work to just make you feel happier and better and
So
stronger.
why haven't you given her a diet plan and a diet expert that isn't just almost affronted when she's confronted with her own diet? Like, this doesn't seem healthy. This is not a good example, is it? No, it's all very well being like, you need this and this and this, and we're not going to tell you how to do it. No. Good luck, everybody else. It's not positive, is it, Girly Wigs? It's just not positive.
No. A lack of energy can also leave you prone to mood swings, anxiety, and in severe cases, depression.
It's all about making sure you give yourself time, that you're actually doing this and you're looking after yourself and you're giving
guess
yourself
so.
some decent food for once. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's over to Rosemary as she attempts to broaden Jeanette's
Are they
culinary
outside?
horizons with a trip out to a gastropub.
Are they allowed to do this
But
out
the
on
menu
the
is a
outside?
scary new world to junk foodie Jeanette.
A quail egg?
There's nothing on this menu that I would eat.
Not a single thing.
There's nothing on there that I like. I would have like a burger from McDonald's.
I order smoked haddock and a mixed salad. That looks really lovely.
Eggs Benedict?
Look away, don't watch me.
that? Fish with an egg on top?
But Jeanette's fears are unfounded. She's actually enjoying what Rosemary's chosen.
Maybe Rosemary's a terrible chef.
An idiot sandwich.
This episode is giving a little bit of, you know, like a fancy wine tasting place, and someone is like convinced that something's a cheap wine, even if they're then proven that it's like their favourite, most expensive wine they've ever had. But they're still like, oh, it's disgusting, get it out, I can't even swallow that. It's very suspicious behaviour. It's giving me that vibe. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? You know, like wine tasting was found to be like not a real thing. I don't know.
No, I'm serious. I would never have ordered it, ever.
She likes it.
You're eating all that.
There you go.
And that speed as well.
But it was delicious. It was really nice.
There you go.
I'm really missing fish and salad. I would have really, really enjoyed that lunch.
I have.
But instead of a sit-down slap-up, Rosemary gets a burger on the run.
Stand-up slap down.
Is that it?
What does she get?
Burger, enjoy.
A burger from McDonald's.
Come on, eat it.
Right, she's going to throw it like a frisbee. I mean, that did look like the foulest burger I've ever seen, so...
Oh dear, yet another
I
meal in the
agree with
bin.
that.
Is Rosemary going to eat anything this week?
Yeah, she's not eaten anything so far. Suspicious behaviour. All sorts of other health conditions.
You need calories to provide your body with energy to function.
Right. Gillian's back, girls, and this
But
time
eat too
she's...
many or too few, and over
Ten
time
pin.
you'll end up with a weighty problem.
Gillian McKee is such a bizarre woman.
With my willing waiters, I'm going to get you calorie smart.
Right,
this
calorie
week,
smart.
it's party food.
Party,
Let's
everyone
see
at
the
the
pictures of
party.
this bowling alley get a
Fun
full
never stops at
strike
party,
when it comes
lol.
to counting their calories.
Before these guys hit the bar, let's take a look at my 3 dishes. Lift that lid, please.
Hello.
Deli platter. Bit
What is
hummus,
that?
mozzarella, smoked salmon, and even
Was it
a bit of
breadsticks?
tomato
I was like,
sauce.
rhubarb and eggs?
Put that lid back on,
That's
please.
very
Lift your
British,
lid.
isn't it? Yeah, puts it
I've
away.
got the porky pie platter.
That's 2 snack-sized pork pies with garlic and onion dip, celery and tomatoes.
And your classic
I'm
party
sorry,
platter.
what a horrible selection of food this is, but also so British. You could be like, which country in the world serves a platter like this? And I think everyone would be like, that's England, that is, yeah.
Hello, darling!
So with the Scotch egg, salmon
Scotch
roulade,
egg.
bit of nut sausage roll, cocktails, oh, and the pineapple and cheese. Let's see what this lot decides, shall we?
She's like an aggressive gremlin. Oh, she thinks she's so fashion. She's not. Yeah. She's just a
Lift the
queen.
lids, guys. That's it. Yes.
I would go for the middle one. I think with the Scotch egg.
Yeah, I'd go for the middle guy too, girl.
I think that one. The porky pie
Right, this is the most calorific, they're guessing.
I'd say that one there is the highest in calories.
How many calories does it have?
I actually don't know which one could be highest. Pork pies are a bit of a weird one because it almost depends what pork pie it is as well, because sometimes they use liquid fat to seal the innards of the pork pie. Whereas something like this charcuterie on the veranda that we're seeing here, breadsticks, eggs and various meats, it could be like a Harrods one. It's not going to be, but it could be. And that could mean it's got like extra like buttered lardy butter lard in it. So you never know. It's so disingenuous.
Say there's 1,200 calories in that.
1,200.
1,200.
How many calories does the party platter have?
Oh, so I've never counted calories. I've never really needed to, fortunately. Oh, I don't know, probably something around
your
the
luck might
2,000 mark, maybe?
2,000. People don't know, do they? People just didn't know.
Right then, the party's nearly over, so let's see how the
Come on,
10-pin
himbos,
wizard
reveal
fared.
yourself.
Well, 48 out of 100 thought that the party platter is the highest in calories. Were they right or were they wrong?
They were way off
Yeah.
target. With 849 calories, the porky pie platter is the most calorific.
I think,
For the
yeah.
same amount, you could eat 7 bite-sized Cornish pasties, 18 tiger prawns wrapped in phyllo pastry.
That's so strange to say bite-sized Cornish pasties. You could be like,
Bite-sized roast dinners, 14 of them.
irrelevant. What an interesting unit of measurement.
Or 38 vegetable sushi rolls.
Okay. I could quite
Second
happily
highest
eat
was the
38
mixed
of
party
them.
platter with those honey roast nuts, seeing the calories soar to 612.
Ah, see, did we know they were honey roasted? Like,
If
pouring
you-
sugar on nuts, of course, is going to increase the calories.
Like a nutty nibble, try these lower
She's a
calorie
nutty woman.
alternatives.
Oh, thanks, please. Oh.
My deli platter contains the least
The
amount
deli
of
woman.
calories, just 453.
Okay. It's not a deli platter, it's a charcuterie.
Gobsmacked. You're gobsmacked? Yeah. Her gob is smacked.
Okay, well, that's enough of that absolute fever dream.
What is that? It's a big...
Oh no, she's back again. Oh, here we
Over
are.
the
Battle
last
of
few
the
weeks of
booty hole.
Birmingham.
Oh, right, okay. What's she going to do to the poor, unwilling women of Birmingham?
And I'm not impressed with what I'm seeing.
I'm going to deal with you ladies from Birmingham in a minute.
This is so
Because from the looks of
alarming.
things up here, instead of black country, it looks like back country.
Can we not? I can't believe that. That's obscene. How dare a TV company come in and be like, just pull your underwear down and bend over for us? That's so extreme. Pulling down your underwear is unnecessary in a situation where you want to make the bum look bigger. A dark time, girly wigs. A dark time.
The average brum bum comes in at around 47.1 inches.
Right.
A flabby 5.5 inches above the national
That
average.
woman's one is actually quite muscular, so that's not flab at all.
It's a shocking cheek-to-cheek total of 424 inches.
Oh,
That's
this is
almost
fetish
4
content,
dump
isn't it?
trucks end to end.
4 dump
So,
trucks.
to pulverise their
That was
posteriors,
fetish
I've an
content.
exercise gym, but not as we know it.
Right, ladies, these are my
She's
two
in.
boys. They're going to do all the bottom sucking.
I've never seen anything like it before, so looks interesting.
Can we have a look? Oh my goodness.
Inside these futuristic-looking exercisers is a high-tech cycling machine.
Oh my God.
Oh, do you
This
get
is
put
combined with
underwater?
a vacuum system that
Oh, no,
sucks
vacuum.
on your lower body while you cycle.
Right.
The makers claim that the sucking creates a vacuum as you work out.
Well,
This
yeah.
boosts circulation to areas prone to store fat, like flabby buttocks, therefore speeding up the fat burn.
Right, alright, Sue, start pedalling for me.
Oh, I don't know about that. Wouldn't
Oh,
you? Aren't
this
you
is
just like
horrible.
unwillingly bruising your
Everything
entire
from
lower
the waist
body?
down, just being sucked in.
No, that doesn't
Really
look like
strange.
cycling.
Everything just feels tight. If it went up to here, that would be great. Oh, firm already.
Trousers are falling off. I'm not kidding.
Can I breathe out?
Do you feel like you're being vacuumed out?
I do, yes. It's all getting sucked in.
Looks like the girls are enjoying themselves. Find out if these suckers get those brum bums down to size later in the show.
I have never in my...
Brum bums down to size later in the show.
This is fetish content. I'm sorry, my loves. This is like those cakes on TikTok that just never, ever, 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 ever get cut. Or the ones where they're like, we're going to pour it, girl. Oh, it's going to get poured. Oh, we're going to pour it, girl. It's going to get oh, it's going to get poured. We're going to pour it, girl. Oh, do you know what I love? Pouring it, girl. It's going to get poured. It's going to get poured, girl. Oh, is it going to get poured? It's going to get poured, girl. Any minute now, it's going to get poured. Poured. We're going to pour it, girls.
She's dead.
We're gonna put... It's just absolute fetish content. I'd be interested to know what the results are from that. It's strange because when we hear of like new techniques of weight management that work, they explode in popularity. You hear them everywhere, all the time. People can't stop talking about it. I've never heard people being like, I'm on my way to my vacuum bike, girl.
Good luck with your go.
I think the size 0 under Victoria Beckham, it doesn't help at all. I think people think that all women want to be supermodel thin, and we don't.
No, I agree.
People say, I can never get clothes to fit me. They're all for like size 4, and so I can't get clothes to fit me. They look like they do on a coat hanger.
In a last-ditch attempt to put on a few pounds and fill out her figure, she's swapped diets with
Why do
21
they call it
stone
last
Rosemary
ditch
Palmer.
attempt? It's not like, well, this is it now, and then I'm going to go into the forever
Junk
box.
food diet is proving a struggle. It's breakfast time in the feeding clinic.
Okay, right,
and
granola
Jeanette
week.
doesn't like the look of her supersized portion of cereal.
That is huge.
I don't like cereal, but we'll give it a go.
Isn't the recommended portion like 40 grams?
Yeah.
It's your lovely cheddar cheese on toast.
Cheese on toast. Love a bit of cheese on
Rosemary's
toast.
still refusing to touch what Jeanette puts in front of
Why?
her.
Why?
I know exactly what white bread and melted slabs of cheddar look like and taste like. There's not really that much nutritional value in white processed bread anyway, so it's a little bit pointless eating it.
Rather than simply reducing her portions,
What is she here
Rosemary
for?
seems to have gone on a food strike.
Yes.
It's time for Dr. Jessen to step in.
Why haven't you been eating it?
It's not the sort of food I would normally eat. If I'm going to eat something, I've got to enjoy it, and I wouldn't enjoy any of the types of food that Jeanette put in front of me.
But you knew that going into this show, surely.
Nasty meat. All the ready-made stuff. It's just completely foreign to me. So, and I've really missed fruit and vegetables.
The big worry I have is you haven't been eating very much this week.
No.
And do you think not eating is going to be doing you any good?
No, absolutely. I don't think not eating does you any good either.
This crash diet is a nightmare for your body because your body thinks, heck, we're starving, there's no food coming in, so it shuts itself down. Your metabolism slows right down. Then when you do start eating any food that you eat, it conserves desperately because it thinks there's a famine on. And how does it conserve it? As fat. Goes straight to fat. And when you start eating again after a crash diet, you tend to just balloon because your metabolism is so
Not
useless at
balloon. We're
burning
not
off. You
balloon.
put on all the weight, you fail your crash diets.
Right, I'm going to interrupt him here because I'm very interested as to what's actually led up to this situation because it almost feels like she feels affronted by being in this situation, and that's causing her to react in this way. Because I do struggle to believe that she's like never has takeaways, never ever has cheese on toast, never ever has snack foods at all, and only ever eats like 5-star gourmet food. I struggle to believe that. So I am a little bit here like, what's going on here? This is a very interesting pattern of behaviour that's not lending itself to an amount of like quality of life improvement. And I'm not saying that, of course, she has to eat everything that they're putting in front of her here in this show, because I actually don't think it's good to switch diets this drastically. But on the other side, she's gone from eating regularly to now just going, nope, absolutely nothing. And that is equally terrible for your body. So she can't really be coming at it from a point of concern of health, because she's almost making a worse health decision. So what is this? This seems to me, if I'm going to be really brutally honest here, I feel like she feels angry that she's here, and she feels like her cooking is the only way that she will ever enjoy anything in life. And I don't think that that is a positive way to interact with the world. But I'm going to open this up to the YouTube audience here, my lovelies. Let me know, am I way off the mark with that? Are we, do you think there's just other reasons going on here, perhaps?
Don't make that mistake.
With Rosemary's wedding just a few months away, she's in danger of not reaching her target weight.
Well, what?
Jeanette's also planning on getting married, and they're both terrified about how they'll look on the big day.
Right.
So they've been given a selection of wedding dresses to try on, in the hope that what they see in the mirror will motivate them to change both their diets and their body shape.
Gorgeous. I've refused to look at wedding dresses because I've not wanted to, because I don't want to try them on yet.
That is gorgeous. Look at that. That is stunning, isn't it?
The thing is,
look at that.
That's really nice. Some me again in here. I need some boobs.
And some arms.
And arms and shoulders I need.
Right, let's see if I can get the net right.
Right, what size is it? This is a 20.
Is it going up? Seriously?
No, it's...
Try. Breathe it in, breathe it in.
I did, and then you laughed. Oh,
crikey.
That's nice.
It's huge, though. I wouldn't want to be a big bride like this. I've very much got a mental picture of how I want to look on the day. So, this has just made me more determined.
Okay.
Just go down a size at a time.
I do think having small motivations is a way of addressing the abject horror of existence, full stop. But there is a concern in my mind that when you aim for one specific event, after that event's happened, it's almost like jumping off a boat at sea and being like, oh, well, no reason to carry on now.
Are you sure?
Do you know what I mean? Like, you kind of need to integrate it into your everyday life, as opposed to, I'm only ever doing any decision ever for that one thing at the end. It's about the journey, not the destination.
In 10 months. Book the date, then you will.
No, because it'll be cancelled if I don't.
Won't.
If I look like this, it won't.
Jeanette, I know you can do it.
There is resistance.
Really, set
and
the date.
A smattering of delusion on both sides, I think, here.
I'm going to see if I can pick you up.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
a lesbian
so
marriage.
Light.
Lesbian.
I can't believe how light you are.
Oh, slow motion? Yeah, lesbian, yeah. Oh, dear. Mummy's got
down the
breasts.
aisle is an achievement if I get there, because it means that I've put the weight on. I look half decent, and I've got
bodies, aren't they awful?
if I get there.
Compassionate approach.
I just can't imagine putting on weight because I've never done it. I've never been able to do it, so...
I don't know why they haven't medically investigated why this might be.
After an emotional afternoon, it's dinner time. Question is, have Dr. Jessen's words of wisdom and trying on those wedding dresses had any effect?
If someone put this in front of me, I would immediately feel so full. Have they got like a magnification lens or something on here? Because like I struggle to believe that a red onion that's been baked is that big. It's like this, like the size of my head, served with 17 kilos of pasta. I mean, look at the size of this courgette as well, or zucchini for my American ladies. It's like this thick.
And indeed it was.
There you go, girlie.
There you go, girly wig.
I must have been starving.
Jeanette's getting the benefit of large amounts of nutritious calories for the first time.
It is a very nice smell. I think, is it that?
You can say nutrition, not nutritious calories. You can't have energy that's more nutritious than other energy.
Rosemary's also had a breakthrough.
Oh.
She's ended her fast and is enjoying a burger that's not built for two.
I reckon I'm going to eat all mine. It's the first meal of yours I've eaten it all.
I think she really enjoyed that dinner tonight.
Yeah, why
It's
is
the only one
that?
I've eaten of Jeanette's since I've been here. Nevertheless, when you're hungry, it was actually quite enjoyable.
It's made a change for her, didn't it?
So at last, Rosemary's given up on her hunger strike. Now she can get used to eating Jeanette's smaller portions, which will help her lose weight for her wedding. As a former Young Slimmer of the Year, it's not the first time she's set herself an ambitious weight loss target.
Interesting.
I decided I got to lose the 6 stone because I ended up at 16 stone 4
Is
and
that
I'm
you in the
behind,
background?
yeah, at 16 stone 4 and I got down to 10 stone 4 for
You look
Slimmer of the Year.
amazing. How old are you there, then?
Well, I was Young Slimmer of the Year.
After battling with the bulge for most of her life, Rosemary's confident she can lose the weight once more.
If you have a lifelong battle with something, the chances are there's reasons that those are happening. If your endocrine system has a genetic, let's say, anomaly somewhere there, and your level of hormone regulation for hunger is less than optimum, you will overeat. And that's not always a conscious decision to overeat. But I'm also saying, oh, no, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. There needs to be research done into why this is. Mind you, this is, again, 15 years ago. And even 15 years ago, we weren't 100%. We still aren't 100% on how the body actually metabolizes things from start to finish. I mean, look at the metabolism chart now. Every year, this is added to. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers, girly wigs.
I don't feel fat, you know? If I did, I would have slimmed before now. I feel like this thin person still that I was then. I've never forgotten what it feels like.
That is cognitive dissonance, though.
Bountiful butts of Birmingham, you had the vacuum.
Jealous Gillian of Poopington Manor.
Still the size of the Black Country.
Well, they certainly look a bit firmer. But did my girls get sucked into shape?
I think my bum now is a lot
This
smaller,
stupid music.
firmer, lifted, whereas before it was sort of flabby, saggy and bigger.
But is it better than just exercising on a bike? That's what we're... That's, the main important part here is not has exercise improved. It's is the exercise comparable to something where you aren't being vacuumed? Why was there a control not also done at the same time?
1 inch is down to 38.5, which means I can fit in jeans that I haven't been able to do for about 2 years.
However, at £450 for 12 sessions, there are cheaper ways of buffing up your bum.
I don't know if I pay that much money to do it. I'm sure there's other ways that you could, but
yeah,
if you're determined and you want to do it, it's a good way.
It's been billed as a quick weight loss route rather than a brand new breakthrough in weight loss management or something like that. So yes, there are so many other ways that you could do that.
And you lost in total
Who is she speaking to?
13.5 inches. That is on average a loss of 1.5 inches per bum.
Well, that's
Right.
a fantastic result, but still not as impressive as my Cardiff girls and their surfboard routine, who remain at the top of my ass-busting
Right, so the surfboard routine has apparently actually been good.
Final day of the diet swap.
What's this?
That's a really nice, juicy chicken.
A whole
Having
chicken?
finally started to eat Jeanette's meals, Rosemary's still trying to get the upper hand, and she decides she's in charge of her portion control.
Smells nice, doesn't it?
It does smell nice, yeah, it does.
Good effort. What do you think? We've improved
It's
slightly.
not quite as much as what I'd eat.
Wouldn't you eat all that?
No.
Have I got to have half of that?
The last swap
obscene.
nice and crunchy. Vegetables.
After a week of sitting down to eat 3 square meals a day, Jeanette's feeling optimistic about the future.
There's been big parts of my life that you can't enjoy your food, you don't look forward to your food, and it's just been something I've had to do to survive. And I think I need to get the enjoyment back now. It's been strange but nice to not have to rush anywhere.
I'm like
Yeah, just to
speechless
sit there.
watching this because I'm so confused as to why they're having like uplifting music, everything's all better.
And eat your meals and then relax. I think it's been nice. I don't want to go home.
Right,
And
okay,
it
so
seems Christian's advice has finally hit home for Rosemary.
I don't want to be...
This is her second
as
meal
big
of
as
the
I am.
week.
I definitely don't want to be in a size 20 plus, 22, 24 wedding dress. I want to be just back to normal, how I was. I'm looking forward to
Normal
going
is a
back
bit of
to...
a frightening concept because you're never... Like, normal isn't a period in time. Like, when I moved to London in 2010, around when this was airing, my body weight was about 9 stone 5. I don't know what that is in kilos, but I'll put it on the screen. That, for me, was normal for a long time. But the idea now that if I was to say, I want to be back to normal, and I'm thinking that normal is 9 stone 5, that's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Entirely brand new. I would look so ill at 9 stone 5. I'm at a really good place with my body now. I'm at a really good place with my weight. It might change in the future. You know, it's a journey, as I say, not a destination. I'm just really happy with where I am right now, and I hope to keep it there. But to call that normal is almost a very telling way of how the brain works at that time, because it's saying that, like, what I'm experiencing now isn't normal, and it's temporary. Actually, your body is always yours, so technically it's always normal. Very, very, I can't quite say, like, formulate the thought that I'm having around that phrasing, but the idea, like, calling anything normal really jars me because there's technically no such thing.
My diet pared down, just cut those portions and watch the pounds drop off.
All the best.
All best. All best,
The
girl.
diet swap is over, but Dr. Jessen is hoping the lessons they've learned will help them on the real battle ahead as they follow a healthy, balanced eating plan for the next 12 weeks.
Right, so I've got the diet plans here for you.
Yeah, the big red
Jeanette,
book. This is your...
That's yours, and Rosemary, that's yours. Now, Jeanette, I want you to think about this, because this is the beginning, OK? It's not the end of this week, it's the start of your proper, official, new focus on eating. So you're going to cut out all that rubbish that you've been eating. You've discovered all sorts of really delicious, lovely new foods that you'd never have looked at before, would you? Lots of lovely fruit and vegetables, some of the carbohydrate things that are really going to help make you feel happier, less tired, give you all those vital vitamins.
That. I do like my
minerals,
beige food, which is very annoying.
So we're going to go for it.
I'd much rather have a
And
roast
Rosemary,
vegetable.
with you, it's all about portion size, isn't it? We were going really over the top before, huge, big portions. And the other thing for both of you is take it easy. Just don't try everything all at once.
Well, 12 weeks' time, you'll be proud.
I'm a huge fan of numbers. I love anything to do with numbers that's like, give me physical data that I can use in order to actually create information with. When they say portion control, what does that look like? How much is that in grams? How much is that in physical volume? How much is that, like, how much is that? Saying, oh, portion control, you need smaller portions. Yes, but how much smaller? What constitutes a large portion and what constitutes a small portion? I wish that they actually gave like physical tools about this. We actually did see something like this in Fat Families, one of the last ones we watched, where there was like a portion control plate, and that was the first time I've actually seen like a physical tool to kind of actually retrain your brain to see and judge what a physical portion control looks like, a controlled portion looks like.
It's time to find out if proper healthy
It's
eating
time,
has
girl.
made a difference.
Okay, what have we got?
Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. How's it
She's got
going?
some low lights in. She does
we
have
get
a
you
full
in?
face of makeup though. Everyone
Just
looks
get
healthier
off
with
for me.
makeup on, don't they? Because,
Final
you know,
time,
it's
and then
artifice.
So-
Ooh, she's got some...
Jeanette certainly looks glowing. But
Tan?
has
Is
she
that
managed to
tan?
get herself up to a more healthy weight?
Good. You can jump off.
Oh, hello, girly wig.
Jeanette's reunited with her diet swap partner Rosemary
That is
to
quite
share the
severe.
results.
I need to talk to the manager,
Results
isn't it?
time, OK? Do you remember what you weighed when I first saw you?
Yeah, massive 6 stone 8.
A huge 6 stone 8, all right? And now, I think you have filled out beautifully. You're now 6 stone 10. You've put on 2 pounds. That's why your clothes are feeling a little bit tighter.
Jeanette's weight gain is a positive step in the right direction. But what she also really wanted was to fill out into a more womanly figure.
You've got a little bit more padding.
I'm not going to discredit this here, but £2 in 3 months, just for context, like, that's what I would naturally fluctuate between sort of every 2 weeks, I think. I'd go up £2, maybe about down £2. £2 increase in body weight. Maybe at 6 stone 8 to 6 stone 10, that would be more visible than at my weight, which is not that. I just find it bizarre that they've like really leaned into it, like full glam, she's got tan on, she's got full face makeup, new hairstyle. I don't know.
You're looking healthier. You're looking healthy, you're looking fantastic.
Gastro-gourmand Rosemary is still enjoying her food, but has downsized her once supersized portions, so has her new diet sized her down too.
Do you remember what you weighed when we met?
21 stone.
21 stone. And now, you've managed to lose 2 stone, 9 pounds.
Yes! Oh, I hope it was 2.5. 2.9.
More than 2.5 stone.
Fantastic.
But, do you know what's even better?
Inches.
So not only has Rosemary lost over 2.5 stone, she's also lost an inch around each arm and 5 inches off her waist.
Very impressive and kind of sensible for that timeline.
You've really done it. You've really done it.
She must be really proud.
And you're going to keep it up?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
It's been now 2 dress sizes I've lost, definitely. Nothing fits me. I haven't got any clothes.
That's always the way, isn't it?
I'm
No more
absolutely on track for
clothes.
the wedding date. This works. Proper eating, proper food. You feel well. I'm gonna do it.
I feel like we haven't been given any methods,
I've been on a diet. I've just gone healthier, really. I feel guilty having a takeaway now. Yeah, we set a date for the wedding. Now I can enjoy shopping for a wedding dress, knowing that I am getting bigger and choose one that I want now. Yeah, I think I'll look all right.
I feel this is very unbalanced.
What Jeanette hasn't gained in weight, she's definitely gained in confidence, and it's great to see her looking so happy and really looking forward to the future.
If you are affected by any of the issues raised in this programme, die. Next time.
No. Right, I've got some thoughts. Okay, girly wigs, what an interesting episode this was. Incredibly unbalanced, a roller coaster of emotions, both up and down and all round the corner. At one point, I thought we were watching more of a conflict in this house than of a personal journey being undertaken. I think we could all agree with that. I would hope we can. If you don't agree, let us know in the comments. But at the end there, maybe I'm just deranged, but I don't feel like it was a balanced outcome there. I feel like it was kind of brushed over in like, and they've both done really well, aren't they great? We've not even taken them to the doctor once. Anyway, my lovelies, let me know what you think about what we've seen in today's episode of Supersize versus Superskinny, because this is the most bizarre episode I think we've seen so far. Would you agree with that? And with that, my lovelies, it's time for the Patreons. You can see yourself scrolling past on the screen right here. Yes, you can. Today's Luxeria Lab subscriber shout out goes to Sweary Fairy. Thank you so much for subscribing to my second channel here on YouTube, Luxeria Labs, and that is my tech, travel and photography channel here on YouTube, my lovelies. If you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next video subscriber shout out, make sure you subscribe to that channel. The link is in the comments below. And as always, I want to say a massive thank you to my top tier Patreons: Orko Samoji, Amelia Dillingham, Ari Ardia X, Asgardians, Becky Johnson, Beebles32, Bumblebee Whisperer, Cameron Pittman, Shell Herman, ContraPoints, Finch Dunham, James A. Zengirl, Jenny Wood, Larissa Says Relax, Leanne Jones, Lenore, Les Banana, Marzipan, Mo Sherman, Miss Kiss, Novembrix, Paula Rivera, Sky Dorim, Steph Utek, TNS Mum, and Taylor Martin. And you know what, my loves? I think I'm going to leave it on the notes of make sure the decisions in your life you are making for yourself, and only care what the right people think.